had brought back the dead son of his teacher. So she also had a few dead sons. So then, since Krishna, her son, was there, she asked Krishna to return her 6 dead sons. And the narrators were commenting. And the narrators were saying, and what is the use of having any sons when Krishna and Balaram are your sons? What more sons do you want? And you have such sons. What other sons could one possibly desire when Krishna and Balaram are one's direct son? So here we see that faith is not just a matter of different levels of God consciousness, but that it is a matter of full absorption in the Supreme Personality of Godhead as our exclusive source of happiness. As it is said that the cowherd boys, they were completely dependent for their happiness on Krishna. It is said that the parents of Krishna, that for them, Krishna was their life force. Without, the only reason to live was Krishna. It's like for the gopis, it's like Krishna was their very life. Without Krishna, it meant death, finished. And that's what one saw when Krishna left. It is said when Krishna left, some of the gopis were overwhelmed in separation. But some of the gopis were literally dying. Srimati Radharani was literally dying in separation from Krishna. And thus the faith that the gopis of Vrindavan displayed is glorified as the topmost. It is glorified as the most worshipable faith, because nothing other than Krishna exists. And these are the kind of things that we see again and again. Of course, the famous example about the eyelids that blinked and that the gopis could not tolerate, that the Creator had made such eyelids that all the time had to blink. Because for that moment of time, they were not able to see Krishna. That was intolerable. The faith of the gopis, therefore, was not only faith where Krishna was the source of their happiness. Krishna simply was the only object that could capture their attention. There was nothing else that mattered, nothing else they cared for, and therefore the love or the devotion, the pure devotion of the gopis is so glorified, because it is by no means compromised in any way. This is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching. This is what then Srila Prabhupada came to bring. This uncompromised, unalloyed, 100% pure devotional service, full dedication. And it is that which is found in this movement. And it's amazing to bring that first to the streets of New York and the streets of London, right here. And that is really the topic. That is what is being offered here in the middle of London, which is a place so much designed for satisfying the senses in so many different varieties of ways, and has created a population that is totally addicted to satisfying these senses. And how much are we also still addicted, even in spite of the fact that we have developed some faith in Krishna. So it is very nice if we can accept that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's very rare. But then still a long way to go. Because the next question is, has our faith developed to the point that Krishna is our only source of happiness? Well, I also love my iPhone. There's still, my love is still divided. I love Krishna, but I also love my children. What, loving these mundane children? What's the point of loving these creatures? Right? The gopis just dropped them. When Krishna played his flute at Bamsiva, they just dropped them. Yeah. The little crying creatures, right? Just left them behind and went into the forest to meet the Supreme Lord. Is it immoral? Is it inconceivable? We have government institutions to deal with such situations. Krishna would have been arrested. And the gopis as well, and taken to trial. But so the mundane persons will not understand. They will quickly project some sort of shallow morality upon the pastimes of Krishna and find a way to declare them immoral. But the point of the matter is the gopis were completely transcendental. There was nothing but Krishna. Nothing but Krishna. Then, we recall this pastime where it is described that Krishna, after living in Vrindavan for 11 years, then Krishna, then one day Akrura came to bring Krishna to Mathura. It was to take Krishna to that wrestling match. And we recall that Krishna left, and that the residents of Vrindavan were totally upset. Nanda Yasoda, especially Yasoda, was like beyond herself. The gopis were falling unconscious, the Yamuna stopped flowing, Vrindavan dried up, cowherd boys lying also knockout in the forest. So it was like a whole scene there in Vrindavan in separation of Krishna. And then as Krishna was about to leave, the gopis, they grabbed the reins of Krishna. It was Krishna's chariot, or Akrura's chariot, trying to hold it back. Now, of course that didn't work, but because Akrura was a big, powerful kshatriya, and what could these little girls do? So they left. But this is really an interesting aspect, because here we see that the gopis, they are the perfect servants of Krishna. Their whole life is dedicated to the pleasure of Krishna. They are not concerned with their own pleasure, they are concerned with the pleasure of Krishna. And Krishna wants to go to Mathura, and they try to stop him. What kind of devotees are that? Huh? Krishna wants to go to Mathura, and they don't want him to go? Well, why didn't they dance in front of the chariot show, throwing flowers? We're going to Mathura. Why?